Uxbridge offering reward after recent street sign thefts. Daryl Knight, The Standard. Uxbridge. A recent rash of street sign thefts has prompted the township to appeal to the public for assistance, with an offer of a reward of up to $5,000. According to a recent news release from the township, nearly 40 street name signs have gone missing in recent months, at a cost of approximately $15,000 to the municipality. The release adds the amount is increasing daily, as thefts have continued through the summer months. The release notes, stealing a street sign is a felony and you will be charged. The township claims the recent rise in street sign thefts could be connected to a social media challenge, as similar events have been reported in other communities. This is a very disturbing trend, commented Mayor Dave Barton. Not only is this costing our municipality a lot of money, but it is also taking valuable time away from our staff, who have other important things to do. I am concerned someone unfamiliar with our community who needs emergency services may not know how to pinpoint their location if they can't see a street sign. We are taking this problem very seriously. Anyone with a sign in their possession or who has further information about their disappearance or video footage is encouraged to share it with the municipality, with a reward of up to $5,000 if the information leads to charges. Anyone who finds a sign can return it to the town hall located at 51 Toronto Street South, and no questions will be asked, said the release. However, anyone caught stealing a sign will be reported to the police. Those who steal street signs may be found criminally liable for any injury or death resulting from the removal of the sign.
Brock gives green light to Sunderland Arena renovation project. Daryl Knight, The Standard. Brock Township. The proposed renovation and expansion of the Sunderland Arena took a significant step forward recently, with councillors voting to proceed with the $10 million project. The matter was back before councillors at their meeting on the morning of Monday, August 14th, following a lengthy debate at Council's July meeting, which encompassed several key areas, such as the scale of the project, a potential timeline, and the settling on a budget amount. I would like to thank Township staff for all their hard work to date, ahead of this historic date when we can finally make decisions to move this project forward, commented Ward 5 Councillor Lynn Campbell, prior to requesting a recorded vote on staff's recommendations for the project. The staff report outlined key measures for the arena's expansion and renovation, including a budget target of $9.2 million to $10 million, the establishment of an arena subcommittee to lead the planning process, leading up to the hiring of a project management firm, as well as a further project management committee that will work with the project management firm to deliver the project. The report also calls for Council to provide direction for staff to discuss the possibilities of de-scoping the project with the federal and provincial governments, since the project is largely dependent on government grants. Questioned when the project will have shovels in the ground by Regional Councillor Mike Jubb, Township CAO Ingrid Svelnes noted, "There is still a lot of work left to be done, but much of the heavy work is being taken care of before ground can be broken by spring of 2024. But she said they are optimistic the township should be able to take several steps forward before the end of the year. Some of these tasks include the hiring of a project manager and liaising with the upper levels of government to ensure the project still meets the criteria for funding if some features are removed due to cost." Ms. Svelnes also noted, working with user groups will be crucial to help plan our priorities. Mayor Walter Schumer was careful to point out, this is by no means the end. The mayor added several significant decisions still lie ahead, relating to the scope of the project. We've got a ways to go yet. This is likely step 126 out of 300, added Mayor Schumer. The recommendations in the staff report passed with a unanimous vote.
Welcome to You've Got to Be Kidding, a podcast that offers a different perspective of life around us. Listen now to author Jonathan van Bilsen.
This community is amazing when it comes to raising funds for good causes. Be it a CT scanner for the hospital or a guide dog for someone in need, people in this town certainly step up to the plate. Next week is the annual Port Perry Pedals event, the brainchild of Mark Gibbons. This bicycle trek will take place on Sunday, September 10th, and will feature circuits of 10 kilometers to 160 kilometers. So why am I writing about this, you ask? Well, this year I'm participating, probably as the oldest biker in the event. The cause is fantastic. We are raising money for a PET scanner for Lake Ridge Health. A PET, which is positron emission tomography scanner, is what most victims of cancer need to access. Currently, there are 2 in Toronto and 2 in Ottawa with none in between. Durham region has a population of well over 700,000 and is expected to reach 1 million in the next 10 years. These numbers unto themselves are quite normal, but drilling down a bit, you'll find 2 of 5 people in Canada are diagnosed with cancer during their lifetime. 66% of all people diagnosed with the disease require a PET scan. Include people who have been previously diagnosed and you'll find that 30 people in Durham region have a PET scan every week. Most of these go to Sunnybrook or Princess Margaret, with a few having to travel to Ottawa. Try and picture someone who's not well with a caregiver or in a taxi, driving to one of these institutions, paying $30+ for parking, walking through what amounts to a small city. Sunnybrook, for example, has 1.3 million patients a year, and then having to deal with all the related stress. The Durham Region Cancer Centre in Oshawa is a leading facility of its kind in Canada. People from Durham should have access to a local PET scanner. Another interesting fact is we do not pay for healthcare in this country. Although it needs fixing, the system is there for those with cancer. A CT scan is about $500, as is an MRI, and a PET scan costs about $3,000. Most of us don't know these figures because we do not pay. Consider being part of this initiative and visit portperrypedals.ca. My team is the Bikers Without Borders, and I'd very much appreciate anything you can spare. Remember, we do not choose cancer, it chooses us. I'm Jonathan van Bilsen, and this is You've Got to Be Kidding.
Kawartha Lakes calling on provincial government to phase out gas electricity plants. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Kawartha Lakes. The city of Kawartha Lakes is one of many municipalities calling on the province of Ontario to look at phasing out gas-powered electricity. At a meeting on Tuesday, August 29th, following a lengthy discussion, councillors voted to join 34 other municipalities in requesting that the Government of Ontario develop and implement a plan to phase out all gas-fired electricity generation as soon as possible, and instead increase support for proven renewable energy technologies and energy storage, energy efficiency, and renew its contract to purchase available clean Quebec hydroelectricity. Ward 2 Councillor Pat Warren moved the motion, citing the current environmental situation in the province and in the country. Climate change is really a big deal, and we would be adding to the other municipalities, our neighbouring municipalities, that have done this already to stop gas-powered plants, she explained. I think this is the right thing to do. It's just sending support for this resolution to the government. Ward 5 Councillor Eric Smeaton called this conversation a hot topic and explained why he supported the motion. This is time to stand up and move forward on things that we should be moving forward with as a responsible government. A chorus of boos rang out from the crowd in attendance at the meeting following Councillor Smeaton's comments. Ward 6 Councillor Ron Ashmore spoke in opposition to the motion. First of all, people want choices in their energy. They don't want to be told they can't have natural gas. I'm very pro-Canadian and very pro-Canadian energy, he said. To stop building natural gas plants or to shutter them would be detrimental to this province. After a recorded vote was held on the motion was approved by a count of 7-1. Councillor Ashmore was the only councillor to vote against the motion. Province expects to name a Durham Region facilitator this month. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Durham. The region of Durham can expect a provincial facilitator to review the municipality and its services this month. In a speech at the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, AMO Conference, on Tuesday, August 22nd, Steve Clark, Ontario's Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, provided an update on this initiative. The government will be unveiling a slate of regional facilitators in Durham, Halton, Niagara, Simcoe County, Waterloo, and York by September 11th of this year. He also explained what duties these facilitators will undertake as part of their role. These facilitators will be tasked with reviewing the structures which are in place in these fast-growing areas to ensure they are up for the job in delivering efficient, effective, and accountable government residents both expect and deserve. In May, Durham Regional Chair John Henry released a statement following an announcement about the dissolution of Peel Region regarding the expectation of a facilitator visiting the region. In 2019, the province announced a regional government review, a process which concluded a short time later. In November 2022, the topic came up again, this time during a provincial announcement about appointing a facilitator to review the efficiency of regional governments. Today's announcement about Peel made reference to the facilitators once again, noting someone will work with each of the 8 upper-tier levels of government. As Durham is an upper tier, we will likely be involved in this exercise. The region and local municipalities continue to work together to help prepare for meetings with the facilitators. We look forward to speaking with them about housing responsibilities within Durham Region and all of the work which is done to ensure we remain a location of choice for residents and businesses.
Dealing with Anger and Frustration by Tina Y. Gerber-McCurley. Anger is a natural emotion we all experience. Everyone knows anger can have a negative impact on our physical and emotional health. We must learn how to deal with anger in a way that promotes inner peace. Anger is a powerful emotion which can quickly become overwhelming if left unchecked. If we are under a lot of pressure from work, financial troubles, or difficulties within our home life, it can be easy to become short-tempered and irritable. The physiological effects of anger can cause an increase in blood pressure and increased heart rate, along with other physical symptoms such as heart disease, depression, and continued anxiety. As a Christian, I understand there are some things we are to let roll off our shoulders and not dwell on. We are told in Ephesians 4:31 to get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. This is certainly a tall order, and I'm failing miserably. Yet, as Christians, we are to honor God. I am great at pushing things down, and we are told in the Bible to get rid of anger. But how? For my own mental health and yours, we must first understand why. I lie awake at night daydreaming about my current problems. Scenarios enter my head on what could happen wrong, which I know are from the devil, leading me to impulses of wanting to yell and scream. I'm sure you've been there too, and it's healthiest not to deny it. At times, we may yell and scream at someone we love and care about deeply, often saying things we regret. When I feel like this, I want to find a cornfield and yell and scream until I become hoarse. However, that does not solve my problems of feeling anger and frustration, and can train my system to avoid dealing fully with problems, conditioning me to just let off steam instead. This adds stress to the lives of those who live near the cornfield, so to speak. Really, it only releases the pressure temporarily until it builds up again from the unresolved problem. So, I want to start focusing on solutions, not keep reliving scenarios over and over as soon as I close my eyes. What is the reason we may yell and scream or say things we shouldn't? For me, it feels as if I am backed into a corner with this ODSP nonsense and have no choice. I am grinding my teeth and my hair is starting to fall out. This is a situation which landed on me, but I must deal with it, or it will eat me alive or feel that way. The first step is to acknowledge our inner feelings. If we want peace, we need to feel it, honestly identifying the stressor and our response to it. We need to find a bridge to inner peace. Many times, anger comes from a sense of powerlessness. I feel past traumas have triggered my situation and have released such intense emotions. We need to name it to own it, or we can't give it to God and be released. So recognizing this is a good step forward. He is the only one who can fill those angry parts with love, so we are filled with inner peace and no longer tormented with anger and/or frustration. I find prayer and meditation are essential tools which can help anyone reflect on their emotions to develop self-control. In addition, talk to your doctor to find professional help, counseling, or therapy so they can develop a personalized plan to help manage anger effectively. I struggle daily, but trust in God's word to replace my anger and irritation with grace. For me, prayer and meditation in that word are powerful tools for managing anger and finding peace. When necessary, take deep breaths, count to 10, and practice relaxation techniques. This can help make things more clear. Sometimes, it is necessary to just walk away and stop the struggle. I repeat the Lord's Prayer over and over because this gives me such comfort. Spend time in quiet reflection and seek God's guidance to better manage yourself and manage your anger.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.